Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Justin Hornberg. I'm an actuary in the group insurance community, and this is my very first video, so I hope you'll be patient with me. I'm kind of doing it as a test, so if you see this, I hope you'll not judge me just based on this one short video and come back to see more when I've published more. As I said, this is a test, and one of the things I'm going to talk about today, or the thing I'm going to talk about today as this test, is the straddle rule in group life insurance with respect to Table 1, which is the imputed income table, if you will, in Section 79 of the tax code. Many people have heard of this so-called straddle test, which is the terminology straddle test is never actually used in Section 79 or any of the regulations, but it's a commonly known thing that you don't want your optional or supplemental group life insurance rates for your employees to straddle Table 1, because otherwise some bad things happen vis-a-vis imputed income. And the bad thing that happens if you do straddle Table 1, and then there's other rules as well, but one thing that can happen is that if your rates do straddle Table 1, then you cannot exclude optional life insurance from your imputed income calculation. Most employers absolutely do not want to include include optional life in the imputed income calculation. They only want to calculate it on basic life. And so therefore you want to design your optional life plan in such a way so that you can exclude it from imputed income. And one of the rules in order to be able to do that is to have your optional life rates not straddle Table 1. Now let's talk about what that means. Straddling Table 1 means that at least one premium rate that you charge for optional life insurance is less than Table 1, and at least one other premium rate is more than Table 1. If you have that, then you've got a rate table which is partly on one side of Table 1 and partly on the other side of Table 1. That's why it's called a straddle, like standing astride something or straddling something with your foot on one side of it and then another foot on the other side of it. Now you're straddling it. If your rate table has at least one rate which is below Table 1 and at least one rate which is higher, then you are straddling. And so what I illustrated here is a hypothetical set of premium rates, all of which are exactly 1 cent lower than Table 1. So here are the Table 1 rates. Here are the hypothetical set of premium rates. And here we have a brief comparison, just a little formula comparing one versus the other. If they're equal, it'll say equal. If the premium rates are lower than Table 1, it'll say lower. And if they're higher than Table 1, it'll say higher. In this case, we've got all the rates 1 cent below Table 1. That's fine. This is not a straddle. Now, what if the rate for age 20 under 25 were 5 cents instead of 4 cents? In other words, what if it exactly equaled Table 1? Well, that would be okay too, because all the rates are equal to or lower than Table 1. But what if this rate, 40 to 44, were 11 cents? Now you've got one rate which is higher than Table 1, and all the other rates are either equal to or lower than Table 1. This is a so-called straddle, which you probably don't want. Now, there's a little bit more to this calculation than just simply looking at how the rates compare to each other. There's some other things around how age is determined, because Table 1 has a very specific way age is determined, and if the employer doesn't determine age the exact same way for premium rate purposes, you could have what I call an inadvertent straddle, where it doesn't look like you have a straddle, but you actually do. We can tackle that in another video, but for now, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, please contact me at my email, which is in the description section. Thank you.